How's this for a title? JFK. I'm Jack fucking Koshik, and chicks dig me, damn it.
I love it. Yes, I love it. Welcome to the local backstage. I'm here at Rushmore Records in Milwaukee, and I have with me Jack Koshik, the founder of Milwaukee Metal Fest. Jack, welcome.
Well, thank you.
When did you start getting turned on to metal? I'm just curious, like when you were younger. What's some of the first, defining bands that you thought, this is really getting me into this?
Slayer, Testament. The early thrash bands, really.
Sure. Right.
I was promoting heavy metal shows. Milwaukee, Madison, and Racine.
Okay.
And metal was just breaking, just coming out, First metal show I did was a band called Talus. Now that was Billy Sheehan's band.
Billy Sheehan. Now when
his agent was the same agent I had while I was managing Badfinger.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
And that was John Dittmar. And Dittmar said, Jack, mark my word, the money's in metal. I did, Pantera's first show in Milwaukee.
Okay.
Sabotage first show in Milwaukee. All these metal bands.
Yeah.
I became the metal guy. And then one day in 1984, I was doing Slayer and Overkill at the Eagles Ballroom.
Okay.
And my friend, Rob Ertl, whose dad, John Ertl, was a friend of mine.
Sure.
John had a company here in Milwaukee called Contemporary Talent. Rob made the comment, Jack, wouldn't it be great to get all of our favorite bands on one show? 3 years later, I put on the very first Milwaukee Metal Fest. I owned a bar at the time called the Odd Rock Cafe, which is right up the road from here. Rolling Stone magazine did an article on it, named it one of the 15 coolest clubs in America. The story about it said dark, crowded, and musty. Sooner or later, everybody plays here.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and they were right.
Now, with some of the early thrash bands, I mean, and when the big moshing thing started to become a thing, how did that affect some of the? Were you? Did you have shows where they had moshing?
Oh yeah,
sure.
All the shows we had moshing. In fact, Metal Fest 6, I got called on the carpet because we advertised it as the world's largest mosh pit.
Okay.
Danny was like 14 or 15.
Sure.
But he was a big help at the Odd Rock, and he was a big help at Metal Fest.
That's great. Yeah. And Danny's the proprietor, the owner of Rushmore Records.
That's right.
Yeah. I want to talk a little bit about the first years of Metal Fest. So you did that first one in '87, and how did that go?
It made a little money, but it was magical. And that was enough for me to want to do it again.
Okay.
And then, the second year lost some money, but not a lot.
So now on the first year, do you remember some of the bands that were on that ticket?
The first year, I was managing the band Trouble. They were on the show.
Okay.
Let's see, we had Napalm Death.
Okay.
We had, oh man, you're asking me.
Well, that's okay. Now, these bands were ones that you liked as well. So you went
Yes.
Did you handpick all the bands?
Yes.
Oh, that's awesome. Okay, so you went to find the bands you really wanted to have on this ticket.
On that show, yeah.
Oh, that's so awesome. Great. And so the first year was a hit, right?
Yeah, first one was a hit. The second one lost some money.
Okay. And so how did you react to that then? I mean, what you had to reevaluate and say what happened? What went wrong?
Well, I ended up, for a while that day, ended up doing the promoter's walk. I don't know if you know what that is.
No, what is that?
Here's what the promoter's walk is. Yeah, it sucks.
It sucks, huh? Yeah.
I mean, there were 3 Milwaukee Metal Fests that lost money.
Okay.
And then it took off.
Okay. And would you say in the 90s it took off? Or like how?
It took off in the 90s.
In the 90s, then it really started to take off?
Yeah, all the way into the 2000s, and then at 2004, I lost a fortune. Not just in Metal Fest, but I made the mistake of taking Metal Fest on the road.
Okay. Where'd you take it?
Well, I mean, San Bernardino at the Orange Pavilion.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, San Antonio,
Okay.
which shocked me because San Antonio sold more metal records than any other city.
Really?
Yeah,
At that time in the 90s?
yeah.
Wow.
And then
You thought it would have been a success there, right?
I was thinking that was going to be a slam dunk.
Right.
The San Bernardino thing sucked because the venue we were in, the owner, who was an Indian cat, he got stabbed to death. And the parking lot and the
Tragic.
building was closed.
Oh my gosh.
So I had to scramble.
Oh, you had to find a new venue?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
And I was in, we were right across the street from the Staples Center originally.
Okay.
And then we ended up going out to San Bernardino. Well, I'll tell you. San Bernardino to L.A. is 45 miles.
Mm-hmm.
L.A. to San Bernardino is probably 3,000 miles. Ticket sales just stopped. I took a $94,000 hit.
Wow. That's a pretty big hit.
I lost 156 grand in Jersey,
Okay.
40-some thousand in San Antonio,
Mm-hmm.
20,000 plus in Newark,
Okay.
and then came home and lost 77,000 on a Offspring Cypress Hill show
Wow.
at the arena.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, and now all this in like 6 weeks. If I'd have known you back then, I'd have said, when I wink, just kick the chair out, from underneath me.
Mm-hmm. Right. It was
Because
that bad.
oh yeah, it was terrible. Ended up needing cash, borrowed money from a loan shark. Yeah, $1,000 a day interest.
Wow.
But I went to Potawatomi and played roulette.
Okay. You were able to get back on your feet on
In
roulette.
3 weeks, I paid the guy off.
Wow.
Yeah,
Talk about luck. I mean, a lot of guys.
And I quit gambling after that.
You're right. Yeah, because you won the lottery. So now, when you finally said, "Okay, enough Metal Fest," you had a good run. You did it for quite some time. It was
I did it for 20 years.
20 years. I mean, that's a good run. And you decided to finally pass the torch. So tell us about that.
Well, people have been approaching me to do Metal Fest, throughout the years. Jamie Jasta, who I knew from Hatebreed, we'd worked together, was a good guy. And his word was good. So I mean, I sold Metal Fest and I sold him the March Metal Meltdown,
Okay,
and he paid me for it,
that's great.
just like he said he was gonna.
How do you feel about passing that torch on, and where Metal Fest has gone since then?
I feel that Jamie was the right guy,
That's great.
and I'm happy to have done it.
You've had so much experience in the music industry on so many levels, and the entertainment industry in general. I want to thank you for being on the show. I really appreciate you sitting down and talking to us at this awesome music store. So thank you, Jack Koshik. I appreciate it. Thank you so much for coming today.
Did I pass the audition?
You're hired.